Hey everyone, it's Eden here. You're listening to Learn English, the show where we chat about all kinds of topics to help you boost your English. Today, we're diving into a colorful world art. I've been looking forward to this one. Avery, are you ready to get creative?
More than ready, Eden. I've always loved how art makes us see the world differently, and honestly, I think everyone has at least one strong opinion about art, whether they realize it or not. So, why don't we jump in by asking what actually is art?
What a big question. For me, art is anything people create to express themselves, their ideas, or even their emotions. That could be a painting, but it could also be a song or a dance.
I get that. Sometimes I think art is just what moves you, anything that makes you feel something new, or lets you imagine a different world. It's pretty broad, but that's the magic of it.
Totally, and I think that's why art is so important in daily life. Even if we don't visit museums every week, we're surrounded by art in music, films, and even street signs.
That's a great point. I mean, can you imagine a day without any music or color? Life would feel so boring. Speaking of personal experience, have you always enjoyed making art yourself?
Oh, here's a confession. I'm actually not that good at painting or drawing, but I used to love doodling in the margins of my notebooks during class. Every time I finished a little sketch, I felt secretly proud.
I can relate. I'm not exactly a natural artist either, but I always enjoyed art classes, especially when the teacher let us try different materials, like charcoal or clay. There's something satisfying about making something with your hands.
Definitely. Did you ever enter an art competition? I remember joining one in primary school, and even though I didn't win, I still have the drawing somewhere. It was a cat that looked more like a potato, honestly.
That's adorable. I joined a poster contest once too. My design was so colorful, I think the judges needed sunglasses. I didn't win either, but showing it to my friends made me feel like a real artist. Funny how those little moments stick with you.
Art really comes in all shapes and sizes. When most people think of art, they picture a painting like a beautiful landscape or a portrait. But what about modern art or abstract art? Some people love it, others just scratch their heads.
Abstract art is so interesting because it doesn't have to look like anything real. It's more about colors and shapes, right? But then there's figurative art, where you can actually see people or objects. I'm always torn between the two.
Same here. Sometimes I'm in the mood for something realistic, but other times, an abstract painting makes me think more. Then you have photography, graffiti, and even performance art, like someone acting or dancing live.
And let's not forget music, dance, or even cartoons and comics. I mean, who didn't grow up loving a comic strip or a cartoon show? Some people even argue that movies are the ultimate modern art form. That's a debate for another day.
So, why do you think art matters in society? For me, it's how we share ideas and feelings that can't be put into simple words. Art can inspire, challenge, or even shock people.
I agree, because sometimes a painting or song says what people are afraid to say out loud. But art can be so controversial. For example, should nude paintings be considered art? Some love them. Others really don't.
It's such a hot topic. Personally, I think it depends on the intention if it's meant to express something deeper. It's art to me. What about graffiti? Is it art or just vandalism?
That's tricky. Some graffiti is just tags, but some of it is so creative and really brightens up a city. I'd say it's art, especially when it makes people stop and think. Imagine the world with no art at all. How empty would that feel?
Speaking of inspiration, do you have a favorite famous artist? Mine is probably Van Gogh. The colors in his paintings always amaze me. And I love visiting galleries when I travel. There's a special vibe you just can't get from a book.
Van Gogh is such a classic. I'm a fan of Picasso, especially his Blue Period. Museums are my happy place, honestly. Last year, I visited a modern art museum in Berlin and saw a huge sculpture made from old bicycles. It was wild.
That sounds incredible. If you could buy any artwork in the world, what would it be? I think I'd want a Monet painting, just to feel calm every time I look at it.
Great choice. I'd probably pick something bold, like a piece by Frida Kahlo. Her art just feels so personal and strong. Imagining these in my living room makes me laugh a little.
Now, design is everywhere around us, even beyond art galleries. Think about fashion designers or how we decorate our homes. I love picking out colorful cushions and art prints for my walls. It makes my space feel alive.
Absolutely, choosing clothes or arranging your room is a way to express style and creativity. I read a quote from William Morris: "Have nothing in your houses that you do not know to be useful or believe to be beautiful." I try to remember that when I'm shopping for anything new.
That's such wise advice. It reminds me that design isn't only about looks, but also about how things work for us in daily life. Even something like a mug or a lamp can be a tiny piece of art.
Let's share some handy art vocabulary for our listeners. For example, abstract means art that doesn't try to show real things, just shapes, colors, and forms.
And figurative is the opposite. It shows real objects or people that you can recognize. Medium is another useful word. It means the material an artist uses, like oil paint, clay, or even digital tools.
If you go to an art exhibition, that's a special show, often in a gallery. And a critic is a person who reviews or judges art. Sometimes critics can be harsh.
I love the word influences. It means what inspires an artist's style. And then there's shock art, which is art made to surprise or even upset people. And performance art, where the artist uses actions or their body instead of a painting or sculpture.
Don't forget graffiti, which we mentioned earlier, and a pictorial movement is when a group of artists work in a similar way or style at the same time. Vocabulary makes it easier to talk about all these cool ideas.
Wow, we've covered so much ground. So, what is art? It's all about expression, creativity, and sharing emotions in many forms.
Exactly. People create art to show their feelings, to make a statement, or sometimes just for the fun of it. And we've seen that art can be a painting, music, performance, even graffiti or comics.
Plus, art is everywhere in daily life, from the clothes we wear to the music we listen to. It's part of what makes life interesting and beautiful.
Let's finish with a quick quiz for our listeners. First question. If you could visit any art museum in the world, where would you go and why?
Great one. Here's another. Do you think graffiti should be considered art or not? Give your reasons.
And one more. What's your favorite type of art painting? Music, dance, or something else? Tell us why it speaks to you.
We'd love to hear your answers, so feel free to share them with us.
This has been such a colorful chat, Eden. I always leave these talks with new ideas and a long list of artists to look up.
Same here, Avery. Thanks for joining us, listeners. Remember, keep exploring art in your daily life, and don't be afraid to create, even if your drawings look like potatoes.
We'll be back next time with another topic to help you learn English and see the world in new ways. Until then, keep learning and stay creative. Bye, everyone.
Bye. And don't forget to check out the show notes for vocabulary and more art inspiration. See you soon on Learn English.